we don't beat Man United at the current state they are now, then I don't want to call it a freak result, but Man United are in the pits.
The thing is, Henry, as well, yeah. I think the last big team that we beat is Man United. It was a 2-0 win, wasn't it? Last year? Pretty much
and they had chances that first half as well.
And that's the thing. I feel like this is a game where I look at Ange, I look at Spurs, I look at the team, and I say, you need this just as much as Man United do, because we need to beat a big team. The performances haven't been good against the big. Well, the performances have been all right, but we've not been putting the bigger teams away. They've not put the big games. On the line. 100%.
But I feel you guys are completely missing out how susceptible you guys are defensively. I think you guys are really missing that out. We could talk about how bad Man United are. We all know how bad Man United are. They lost to flipping FC 20. We know that. We
drew.
Sorry, Drew. But Tottenham, like, you guys haven't been playing that great. I think Brentford, you played okay. But let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Let's say you didn't watch the game and keep it stepping around. You're not going to do anything else.
No, let's be honest. Vicario was a lucky boy.
You watched the highlights and you saw that.
No, do not try it. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish. Vicario was lucky to see the pitch. And let's be honest, you're playing a Brentford team that, honestly, at home, you should be beating comfortably. Like, the team that if you're Tottenham who's looking to try and challenge for the Champions League places and try and win the trophies at Europa League and stuff, you should be beating teams at Brentford. But you guys haven't been that great this season. I've seen so many times where your guys' defenses have been so susceptible.
All right, Ram, this is where you're.
And United,
I'm gonna have
the players that United have can honestly hurt you. It works both ways.
No, you're right.
I don't know where the test is, but I think
we acknowledge the threat that Man United bring. As I said, I think they have very good first halves, and I think they've got some good players where if they put the chances away, similar to Spurs, they'd be a high goal scoring team. But the problem is they don't put the chances away. But when you sit there and say that Spurs have been very susceptible defensively, it's not true. Because if you actually look at the stats and you look at the underlying metrics, Tottenham have been one of the better teams defensively this season. We don't concede that many shots on target. We don't concede that many clear-cut chances. The point is that when we do concede a chance, it does tend to be one that a team finishes from, where they score. And that's where it happens, is Tottenham do break down and we have mistakes. But where you say we're susceptible, I'd look at your defense and say that's a team that's susceptible to attacks. That's a team.
Yeah, we have the best defense in the league.
This season, when you've watched the performances, have you not seen your defense get broken through time and time again?
Nope.
I saw Ipswich have chances.
You can see a lot of chances against Bournemouth.
Through set pieces, from set pieces, where you get counted, where everyone gets counted.
And that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly how we've conceded chances and goals this season. Is from set pieces on our own end, and we got countered. And then in the transition, when we're flooding 9 or 10 into their bottom,
and don't forget you suck at defending set pieces as well.
Transition.
On it, and let's be honest here. One of Man United's best assets to scoring is Matthias de Ligt. He's very good in the air. And you guys suck at set pieces. You honestly suck.
Yeah.
So what makes it say that
I agree.
Do you know what scores? Last season, you can see that the club, like, I've been very critical on the manager, but one thing I will say is you can see that they are trying to work on that. And the only game we've conceded a set piece in was the Arsenal game, which when you've got a defender like Gabriel, who has got 16 Premier League goals now, should have had 2 against City. 17. He's an aerial threat. In the Newcastle game, we defended relatively well from corners. In the opening day of the season, it's been more down to it's not where my critics of Ange is. One of the substitutions, I feel like at times the substitutions are hugely questionable. Like the Arsenal game, Timo Werner for Maddison. That did my brain in, right? That did my absolute brain. I know Maddison hasn't been poor, but it's not a like for like change anyway. And it's some of the tactics in certain games. But on this Man United game, Terry, are you honestly telling me you want your team to lose? Because that for me is wild. Like, as much as I've got a dislike Ange Postecoglou, I don't want Tottenham to lose a game.
I don't think it's wild. He wants Ten Hag out, and he wants him out as quick as possible.
Yeah, but it's a change. Bro, you probably were there under Conte.
So I've definitely said in the past, I'd never want my team to lose. But I've reflected on saying that. And I've changed my mind. And what I'm saying is it feels like a double-edged sword. I don't want to lose. I want to win, but I want to progress and I want to be successful. And I don't believe this manager is going to be able to deliver that for us. So therefore, I feel like winning is just papering over the cracks. It's taking a paracetamol when I've got a brain tumor. I need the tumor to be cut out. I can get rid of the headache, but I'm not getting rid of the of a big problem that's there. Not that I think Ten Hag is the only problem at the club. There's still loads that needs to be fixed. So it's a horrible feeling to have, where I want Man United to win and be successful. I want us to fulfill our potential. I want to get back to the pinnacle. But I believe a big stumbling block is this manager. And therefore, I feel as though if we win this game and he stays, but then in 3 weeks we're back to the inconsistencies again, the win becomes very irrelevant. Now, what I hope, Henry, is that I'm wrong. And I hope we win. And I hope that the manager turns it round. And I hope he's successful. And I hope that we get to the top. And I'm sure I'll be clipped up when this video goes out. And that's absolutely fine. I don't want to be right. That's the thing. So that's what it's a complex thing to say. I just want to lose. It isn't as basic as that. I want my opinion to be wrong. I want my opinion that Ten Hag can't turn this around to be wrong. And I want to win every game for the rest of the season. I want to win every trophy that we're in. I don't have a vendetta against him where I want him to foul so I'm right. But I just don't think he's going to get us over the line, and it's horrible. And normally when I go into these games, of course I want to win. And in the moment, if we were to do it, I'd probably celebrate the goals. I'd probably go, yes. But then there'd be this daunting, sobering moment of, is this the turning point, really? How many times have I felt, is this the turning point? So I understand for a lot of people, it's a wild statement to make if you don't listen to the context. And there are some Man United fans out there, and I respect them dearly, that will say, no matter the circumstance, you could never want your team to lose. I absolutely understand that some people have that view. I just think in the medium to long term, it could be better for Man United, personally. But look, everyone is entitled to their opinion on that. I think the one thing I'd say to those Man United fans who would kick off with me is, I think the end result, we both want the same thing, and that's Man United to get back to the very top, back to the very pinnacle. How we get there, I don't think we necessarily need to spend too much time arguing about. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, so it's a horrible feeling. I feel dirty saying it though. Sorry, mate.
Well, Henry, when you play in the Europa the following week and in the league,
Porto away, followed by Villa away.
And no, see, Henry, and this is where this is where, as a rival fan, let me not lie, like I'd be fuming if we lost to this Man United team on the weekend. Man, but then after the dust settles, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna be like, oh, we've brought Ten Hag another 3 months. I think we're winning in the long run. You know what I mean? Like,
yo, George, think about the bigger picture, bro. Think about the bigger picture, man.
You're shameless, man.
You got to invest. You got to invest in
the thing is with this is where you have to sometimes look at a rival's reaction. So I remember years back when social media first started, Kenny Dalglish was at Liverpool, and we had a hashtag trending. United fans did after most games. It was like it wasn't Dalglish in, it was Keep King Kenny, I think was what the hashtag was, something along those lines. And it's because we knew that as long as Kenny Dalglish stayed at Liverpool, they were only going to get to a certain level. They were never going to be a threat with him as their manager at the time. Didn't matter who they bought, no matter how good their players were, he was just he was a very good manager in his early days, but he was past his sell-by date. You have to look at when you have to look at the reaction. Look at the way Arsenal are treated now that they're good. It's bitterness and anger and, I hate them. Man United, everyone's like singing songs about 10 more years of Ten Hag. There's a reason that rivals want Ten Hag to stay. And I don't think we can ignore, there's no bitterness towards Ten Hag. There's bitterness when we sign Lenny Yoro. There's bitterness towards certain players. There is laughter at the manager staying. And I think Man United fans, and you've got to wake up. And you might not want to do it in this environment in front of rivals or on the internet, but privately think about it. In your heart of hearts, the fact that all our rivals have a song about our manager and they want him to stay is damning, is absolutely damning. And like I've said, I'll reiterate it again for everyone clipping it up because they won't put this bit in. I want to be wrong. I do not want to be right. I will not sit there if we lose the next 3 games and then he's sacked and then the next manager starts to improve us. I won't sit there and go, see, told ya, I know more about football. It's not about being right. It's about me giving my opinion on what I think will better Manchester United Football Club. And sometimes the harsh truth is needed on these situations. So score predictions for this game, Miguel. What are you going with?
Desmond, 2-2.
Henry?
3-1 Spurs.
George?
I'm just going to keep it a humble 2-1. Spurs.
Ram? Yeah, I knew you meant Spurs. Yeah. What are you saying, Ram?
3-2 United.
Oh, mate. I'm not even...
What does that say about us? Like, if we concede 3 goals to Man United where they are right now,
it means sack Ange.
But this is what
Terry, you're saying that as a joke. Henry, he's serious. Like, I think he's really considering.
I think it depends on why. Like, this is what could happen to you on the day. If Man United put in that Palace performance but finish chances and are amazing, then I don't think you can look at. And this is the one thing that I would say, and I would factor this in. Man United's consistency is up and down. We do have some games where we are really good. So I think you have to look at Man United performance levels in the game. Doesn't mean I think we're going to be consistent after that, but I think if we're bad, awful, like we were in the second half yesterday, and we still beat you, then you have to look at your manager for not capitalizing on that. Joshua here says, anybody that says he shouldn't be sacked needs to wake up. Ollie's last year, though, in his last season, 8 games, 4 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses, 14 goals, 8 conceded. Ten Hag's 8 games, 4 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses, 15 goals, 7 conceded. It's inevitable. And equally, you've got to look at the stories that have come out in the last few weeks from really credible journalists talking about the pressure the owners are putting on him for performances, not even wins, performances. So let's see what happens. I want to shout out as well Cyrus here, who says this Terry needs something to happen to him and his family. Only way to humble him, plastic. Ten Hag isn't going anywhere. I just want to say, Cyrus, I want to let you know, this is the address of my office. This is the office where my business is. Please turn up. Please come and see me and show me how you're going to do something to me. Please come to where I work. This is the address and humble me. You've got it there in big writing. You can read it. If you can't read, get a friend to do it for you. Get some crayons and write it down. Come see me. Come see me and see if you can humble me, my friend. I just want to put that out there. Come see me and see what happens when you start. Don't threaten me. Mention my kids. Come to where I work. And I'm going to quote. It's a great line from the Nutty Professor. You're walking over, but you're limping back. That's all I'm going to say to you, bro. Come to my office and see what happens to you, my friend. Come and see what happens. Moving swiftly on, a big up to Terry and Igal. Not the rest of you, just me and Igal. I must. You know that is.
He's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, it's the Arsenal fans. It's Arsenal fans bigging each other up. That's what that is. I like it. Speaking of